previously on Big Brother.
Alrighty, welcome to the veto competition. Ever can hold on the longest. Gosh, it was Katarina. Okay, Comp Beast. I won the veto, and so I decided to keep my nominations the same. Hello, welcome back to another Values Channel. I'm Jacob, and Jacob is here, and today we're playing another episode of Big Brother. And guys, this episode is a double eviction episode. So what that means is two people will be walking out of the Big Brother house, and we will get our official final four. Now, currently up on the block is Johnny and Corey, and if you're watching this on YouTube. Well, if you're not watching the 24-hour live feed, we're actually be jumping directly into the eviction. But if you are watching the 24-hour live feed, you guys will get to see what happened about the day beforehand. And then we're going to jump into double eviction. Double eviction means that we're going to be running through an entire week of Big Brother in one episode. This will be that episode. So somebody will be leaving the house, and then we'll go through an HoH competition, a veto competition, and another eviction, getting down to the final four. It's crazy. It's going to be a crazy long episode. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. And of course, that 24-hour live feed is linked down below. I will have to mention all the comps will be fully unedited and everything down there. In case you guys are interested, we're doing Blast from the Past competitions. Easy things I can set up, so a few fun ones that you've already seen from the season will be making a reappearance. The next week we'll have a bit of a new one. Alright, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Welcome to this week's eviction, where also, for all the house guests to get to know, it is double eviction. That means the outgoing HoH Katarina will not be competing in tomorrow's competition. She will also not be making a vote, as there is no way of a tie. But let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with Cameron, then go to Dawn, and then go to Penny. And we'll figure out which one of these beautiful souls will be leaving us tonight. Will it be Johnny Zest, whose entire career is basically on the line, or Corey, who is an up-and newcomer from Mount Karambai? Let's figure it out. Alright, starting with Cameron. Now, Cameron has an interesting path with Corey. Obviously, in the first week, she did put him up for eviction. He took himself off, but they did get into quite a bit of a scramble and then built that relationship back up. But he has only been on the more with Johnny side of things. So let's see where his alliance lays. We're going to go first with Johnny, and Johnny has a good old 73, one of his looks to be highest relationships in the house possibly. And then good old Corey is a 24, which does sadly mean one vote to evict Corey, another vote to evict could mean Corey going home. Let's see where Dawn lays. Dawn is a very interesting character as well, as I don't really know where he draws his line. Is he on the Corey side, who he has somewhat of a romantic relationship with, or is he on Johnny's side, who has voted for Dawn before? Let's find out. Which character will take him further in the game? Johnny, we're up to a 16, so that's not really a high number to beat. So let's go ahead and look over at Corey. Corey is a 22, which means we have one vote Johnny, one vote Corey. And so that does mean it relies on Penny Pizzazz's vote. Penny, on the other hand, is very interesting. Her two allies, her top two allies, she is currently stressed out, are on the block. These are the two people. This is her final three. She wanted to bring these people to the end of the game. That was her goal. And now she has to vote one of them out. Which one of her friends is she not close to? Let's find out. Starting with Corey, it's an 80. A fucking 80. That's insane. That's insane. But is Johnny higher? That's fine. Also an 80. Penny really walked into this saying, I ain't voting tonight. Like, I don't even know if, like, one is closer to an 81 or a 79. I don't know. So I guess that does mean this comes down to a tiebreaker, unintentional tiebreaker, obviously. That does mean that it goes over to Katarina. So let's go ahead and jump over to Katarina. And whoever Katarina has a higher place with leaves the Big Brother house. Let's find out, guys. All right, start with Johnny. Johnny has a 30. That's not particularly high. Doesn't have a great relationship with Johnny. By the way, he's on the block, though. And then Corey's 11, which means that's 2 votes Corey. The third person vote out of Big Brother Season 2 would be Corey Nadeshik. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, outside of the lives and stuff, we're going to jump into stats. But there are chapter 10s linked down below in case you want to jump directly into the HoH competition. And for everybody else who are watching this 24-hour live, we're going to go jump over to stats, figure out where she would lay in this house. I'm very curious of her relationships and things. And then we'll be going and playing out the rest of the night and waking up tomorrow morning to do the first HoH competition. You can go ahead and have her teleport out here. That's so sad. My person. Yeah, there's 6. So this will be third person vote out of Big Brother Season 2. I love her. I love her so much. I do love how Penny was like, ain't happening. I ain't voting. Not today. Oh, this is such an interesting group of things. So obviously Vivian is super duper low. And here it's a 7. Jay was a 32. Jay was a close ally, it looks like, with her. Katarina was an 11. Obviously, he was the deciding factor. Johnny was an 8. That seemed astronomically stupid to me in the game rules. Just because she talks to Johnny so often throughout this game. Either they pissed each other off so much that I didn't realize that their relationship was dropping so vastly and quickly, but I feel like this is a much smaller relationship than it was just even like a week ago. So I don't know how much I agree with that, but that's okay. Then we have Dawn, who was a 22, who had a bit of a romance, but it's a romance of 0. Then we have Penny, who is an 80, and by far her closest ally, and by far her final 2. And then we also have Cameron, who is a 24. And Cameron is also a super, well, I guess in this case, also another close person. At this very moment in time, I would say her vote goes towards Penny, and that's who she hopes to win. Let's look at her skills, as she has been working on skills throughout the entire Big Brother house. Her top skill would have been fitness, then it goes snowboarding, which technically does not count for us. Then cooking, which is great, a comedy level of 5, a fishing level of 4, a research and debate level of 3, a logic 3, gourmet cooking 2, guitar 2, charisma 1, the rest of them are 1s. Done well in an HoH competition coming soon. Also, she would have done well. Alright, with that being said, we're just go ahead and jump back over to the household. Actually, there are no more have-nots, by the way. If anybody's out there who's curious, have-nots are officially out of the game. That being said, we are going to do a no filter for her, and then a black and white. Oh, crazy. Crazy, crazy. That being said, I will see you guys all for the HoH competition. Alrighty guys, the HoH competition, the throwback competition, is this one, where we are watching 4 people try to stay on the athletic. You're going to soon realize these are shorter competitions that don't take a lot of time because we're on time constraint. So they are running their little hearts out, and we'll see which one wins. Obviously, for Katarina's sake, I hope that Dawn wins or Cameron wins, something along those lines. I'm hoping for my own sake, my own personal sake, I'm hoping for a Johnny or Penny win, but I digress. We will see. Obviously, they have to get off. It does not matter how long they stay on. Of course, if you want to see the whole entire version of all these comp, go ahead and check out the 24-hour live feed, always linked down below. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and boost this little baby up, and we'll see. They've had plenty of time to work on this. I'd say the best ones in this competition are Johnny and Dawn, just because they run every day. Perfect competition for Corey, perfect competition for Jay, but they, of course, have been voted out of the house. Oh, Cameron is looking like he's pulling this win out, though. Not gonna lie. Penny is not doing great. Dawn doing phenomenal. Johnny, on the other hand, bit of a struggle. Okay, Penny's out. First one out. Oh my god, no. No. This is the worst case scenario. Fuck. It's okay, but that does mean Cameron, who is still going, is the new HoH, which means we jump directly into the nomination ceremony, so I'll be right back. Welcome to the nomination ceremony. We will go directly from the nomination ceremony to the veto competition. Super, be prepared. Let's go ahead and figure out who he's going to be putting up on the block. Before we do that, let me make my best educated guesses. I'm assuming Penny and possibly Johnny or Katarina will be on the block. I definitely feel like Penny would be there. So let's go ahead and find out, guys. So first starting with Johnny with a 73. That's a high number to beat. So I guess Johnny will not be going on the block. Oh my gosh, could Johnny possibly make it to the end? That's spooky. Dawn has a 48, so that's a possibility. We'll see. Katarina is a 60, which means she did save herself from being on the block. And then Penny is a 41, which means it is Penny and Dawn on the block. The couple of the house, apparently. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and jump over to the veto competition. Yeah, see you guys there in a second. Okay, the game goes as following. We're playing Don't Like the Llama, the first veto competition of the year. We can come back and do it again. The moral of the story here, we're going to be playing Don't Like the Llama, the person who will win. If Penny wins, she'll take herself off the block. Dawn wins, he'll take himself off the block. If not, we'll go directly into eviction. And simply, it could be a tie. So you need 2 votes to go home. If not, then Cameron will make the deciding factor. All right, let's go ahead and jump in. Now, ironically, Dawn and Cameron have both played this before. Penny has not. She's only seen it on the outside, at least not in the Big Brother house. Very possibility. Oh, Cameron lost Don't Wake the Llama. That's crazy to me. So somebody will be coming off the block. Oh my god, Penny, you have to win this. You don't have a choice. Right now, she's going up against like her showmans, but like she'd be going up her final 2. Do not be confident. Do not be cocky, Betty. Oh my god. I'm so nervous. Careful. Be fucking careful. Oh, bloody hell. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump back over to the nomination ceremony. I'll be right back. Okay, because Penny won the Veto competition, she is obviously going to be taking herself off the block, and so she'll come over and sit over here, and that does mean that Cameron needs to put up a replacement nominee. Go ahead and see who that is. Obviously, it's between Johnny and Katarina. Johnny has a 73. Katarina has a 60. Ironically, his two closest allies in the house, Katarina and Don, both were up in his room at one point in the HoH. Obviously, Johnny was also up there, but my gosh, no clue this close. Katarina it is. So now we jump over into a nomination ceremony. I'll be right back. Okay, welcome to the second eviction ceremony of the evening. In the event of a tie, which is possible, Cameron will make the deciding factor vote. We're going to start over here with Penny. Now, Katarina was the person who got rid of Corey. I wouldn't be surprised if that's who her vote goes towards, but let's find out. So Dawn has a 20 in the relationship panel, and Katarina has a 22. That is shocking. So that does mean that one vote Dawn. Now, Johnny, you would expect Johnny to possibly stay in the same realm as Penny, just because they're very close allies, but he's also pretty close with both Dawn and Katarina, and so I'm curious to see where he also lays. So that is a 30 for Katarina and a 16 for Dawn, which means with 2 votes to evict Dawn and 0 votes to evict Katarina, that means Dawn, you are the 4th person voted out of Big Brother Season 2. Now, as normal, we are going to go ahead and pop him out here. Look at his stats, because oh my gosh, am I curious to see Don's stats. He's never been in a place of power before, and so we've only got to see them like briefly during the voting. I will have to say, in my personal opinion, I think the game has slowly been dwindling relationships as they leave the house though, because I swear he was closer with Jay. So maybe on eviction night, I will go back and I'll look at whatever their number was and I'll write it down and I'll increase it to that number, just in case they are dwindling these relationships as they leave the house, because logically that wouldn't happen in real life. So I will take note of that because of those numbers being so important to the end game. Didn't realize the game does that now. That must be a new feature. That being said, let's go ahead and take a look-see at the relationships that he has. Obviously, he never did get to know Vivian. I don't think that's like a big shocker here. Very much for Vivian never getting to know Dawn. But that being said, Penny, who he was seeing, who did vote him out, was a 20. They had a little bit of a romance panel at one point. Once again, this is why I do think that this has been dwindling throughout the game. The romance, that makes sense. The spark probably has fallen away. Cameron, he has a 49 with, a very high ally in the house, one of his closest. Johnny is a 16. Corey was a 21 with a 0 romance. A 74, by far his final 2 of the house, would be Katarina. And then Jay is a 12, which seems a bit too low for me. We'll see what happens when it comes to eviction, or when it comes to the final night for that case. That being said, for his traits and things, it's a fitness level 7, a cooking level 4, a handiness level 2, a logic level 2. The rest are 1s on this panel. And guys, that's our 4th person voted out, Don Lothario. I bet you think he's not expecting to be voted out today, just because of the simple fact that he was sitting pretty last week. For the whole week, now he's gone. Alright, we're going to go ahead and remove him. We're going to come over here to the memory wall, and we're going to go ahead and set the photo to black and white. And guys, that is our final 4 of the house. 2 people are aligned. We are playing with duos. 2 people are aligned on one side of the house, and 2 people are aligned on the other side of the house. This next HoH competition is by far the most important HoH competition of the entire game. So we will see who wins. I'll see you guys all next time. Thank you guys so much for sticking around and doing double eviction with me today. Let me know if you guys are excited or shocked by the people who went home. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.